It is an abomination to meet somebody and after living the person's life, the person is worse. It's an abomination. Leadership is the act of helping people become more.
Please put your hands together as we welcome Lisa L. Flower.
We hear your voices. If I can come from the United States and leave my family, my son, and everything, and travel here alone because of a tweet, I'm here to tell you that the change that you want and that you see has to come from within yourself, and then your country can change as well. There's so many good things here. So many good things. And it can start with a simple conversation. Go ahead. If you leave with few things today, this is important. A goal without a plan is just a wish. I was not smart enough to think of this. I don't even know how to pronounce the Anton, whoever speaks French. Can you see this? I'm sorry. Is this in your way? You're right? You can see this? Okay. So if you leave with nothing, leave with this. A goal without a plan is just a wish. You can want and want and want, but if you don't have a goal, it is just a wish. So now we're going to talk about the social media part of things. This is my Twitter profile. How many folks have a Twitter profile? Okay, a select few. And how many of those select few have a Twitter profile that they're proud of? Because a lot of times it's inactive or you're posting things. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to use social media, particularly Twitter. Go ahead, sir. So this is a way that you can use Twitter in particular by using hashtags. And if you'll notice in here, most of my hashtags are Nigeria or Bring Back Our Girls. So when you're online and you're using social media, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn, focus on what you're doing and not just randomly sending out things. You remember the goal without a plan is just a wish thing? That's part of the social media strategy. How can you bring about change within yourselves? You know, we're here to talk about leadership. How can you bring about change within yourself, those things you want to do, the things that you want to be in 5 years or 10 years, or if you're just reinventing yourself right now? But you certainly need to ignite that change by being proactive. That change is not going to happen if you don't do anything. So here's some ways social media and advocacy can work. Digital technology has been used in the United States with the White House, particularly with Obama, with both of his elections. He used it, of course, more often than anyone else in regards to our elections. But you can use it to get people together, to inform them, and to help them get your message really quickly and easily. And it spreads very easily as well. It's inexpensive, it can go viral, and it's very responsive, and it's easy to use. And it can go global. The White House just recently launched this month a public participation playbook. And it all started with the people. They said, what do you want to know? What do you want us to tell you? How should we tell you those things? How do you want to communicate with us? So they really listened, and it was all started from online conversations. So the document itself, and it's how to communicate with your audience or with your constituents or with your community. And they also did a series of Twitter chats, which is something where they asked people, again online, what do you want to know about? How can we help you? How should we communicate with you? And they really used ambassadors and advocates. So you know those people that are always there to boost you up and cheer you on online? Those are the people you need to gravitate with. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with. So it just goes on to talk about, it's on their website, and they also did it in Facebook groups as well. Like scripts, like how do I call the editor of a newspaper and tell him my opinion about his story? Or how do I do that online? So here's some things to get started when you're doing advocacy work, or if you're simply doing work where you want change to happen. So you start with gathering up a core team. That team can be your friends, your supporters, and you gather that team together and you assess what you have, what skills do you have. And if you remember, as part of leadership training, you have to take a look at yourself and figure out, what are your skills? Where do you need some help? Who can mentor you? Who can you mentor? Then you determine what you want. What are you trying to accomplish? Do you want, for example, a library in your community? Maybe that's what your focus is. So you want to, and if this is related to government, you would build and validate your government structure, if that's what it is. And partner with strong organizations. Some online events might be a Twitter chat, if you're using Twitter. And those ambassadors and mentors, you know, those people that you look up to, have a focus when you talk with them and when they reach out to you as well. If you have a mentor, they want to know that they're helping you as well. And give everyone constant updates. When you have that team, that leadership team, whatever that is, whoever that is, make sure that you're constantly giving them feedback. And then make sure that you give them shout outs and kudos to say, good job, I really appreciate your efforts. And then make sure you go back and do your lessons learned. What did we learn from this? You know, from every event or everything that you do, there's something that you learn. It may not be what you want to learn, but it may be something that you need to learn. The most important persuasion tool that you have in your entire arsenal is integrity. You cannot move forward unless you have this in your heart. So your online reputation, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on LinkedIn, everything that you post is who you tell us you are. So make it good. I don't know if is this a saying that's here in Nigeria? In birds of a feather flock together. It means if you're talking good things, then we're going to assume the people you hang out with are going to be talking good things. So if the people that you're hanging out with are not talking good things, we're going to assume you're just like them. So this goes to the brand of being online. If you decide not to be online, I don't want to deal with it, I can't learn it, all that's just for those younger kids, you're basically giving your voice away to someone else. So by choosing not to be online, you are giving your voice away to someone else who's going to use their voice. So make sure that your online voice reflects what you do and what you want it to say. Go ahead. So these are just some tips for really bringing your online presence up to date and having a focus. If you just start with one platform, if it's Facebook, if that's where you're comfortable, even if it's BBM, if it's WhatsApp, if it's Twitter, you can start there. So if you want to be heard, be a voice, not an echo. If you want to be heard, be a voice and not an echo. And that goes right into your leadership. Those skills and that portfolio of everything that you are and what you're doing. This is an age, whether you want to believe it or not, or whether you want to see it or not, or embrace it, it's not an information age. It's an age of networked intelligence. So as I sit over there in the United States, I have all these ideas and opinions about Nigeria, just like you have about the US. So make sure that it's a good opinion in regards to what you're putting out there. You are the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. So think of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Your family, perhaps, your friends, particularly if it's professional. Be sure to choose wisely. So in moving forward, if you're online already, go and update your profiles. Make sure it has good information, nice pictures. Use your real names, very important. There was someone the other day that said to me, well, I don't use my real name, it's really hard to pronounce, or that's my, people don't understand that in the US. And I was telling someone today on the way over, I said, just use your name, it's your name. Be proud of that name that you have. Let us learn how to pronounce it. So use your real name. And focus on what your passion is. Are you passionate about leadership? Are you passionate about learning? Tweet and post about that. And remember the birds of the feather thing. The birds of a feather flock together. If you are going to be online, use a really nice image. And just reach out to other people. Do you know that you are now able to talk to presidents and vice presidents of organizations and even countries sometimes by using social media? We have never had that opportunity before. But you can reach out to people and talk to them. And then participate. Participate online in the different types of events, whether it's a Twitter chat or a webinar or a Facebook group. And then remember, in the end, sharing is caring. And what that means is that it's not all about you. That you should be sharing information that other people present as well, and that other people write about. This is just a group that I run, one of the groups. If any of you are interested in marketing, it is a marketing strategies group that's done really well. We have members from all over the world, and you can ask any sort of question. And here's the deal. Any one of you can join in it, but it would really be better if you started your own. Because if you build it, they will come and they will find you. So think about starting your own Facebook group about your passion. And this is just the address of the group. So again, going back to that important thing, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So here's a few things to remember. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's just not. And while we are the product of our past, we don't have to be prisoners of it. Reinvent yourself if you're not happy. And you certainly are helping reinvent your country. And you are far too smart to be the only thing standing in your way. Don't stand in your own way. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Remember those 5 friends. Make sure that those 5 friends see who you are and not who you think you're not. Okay? I put this up here to honor your country as well as the struggles that you have, and to tell you that the world is listening. And all you have to do is talk. So any questions?
When I talk about leadership, I don't want you to think only of Mr. President and the government. So that's the feeling many people have. But leadership, each and every one of you is a leader in your own field. And you can be a leader in a smaller field and make a difference to your country. I hope you know this. You don't need to be a president or a governor, nor to be a controller general to be important to a country. Each and every one of you is a leader. I hope that is clear. I want to tell you why I'm here. My mission is very clear. I want to promote quality leadership at all levels. Look, you can be a leader anywhere, but what is important is you give a qualitative leadership. That's more important. If you're a leader of motor park touts, is that not a leader? If he's a tout, he beats people. He pushes people in the motor park. He allows children to be carried out and be stolen. Is that a good leader? But if we have a leader who protects the rights of children, the human rights of every traveler, that is a good leader. Am I correct? That's my intention. So don't think I'm trying to build you to be a governor so that you come and ask me for donation for election. I don't have money yet. And when I said great people, I'm not talking of great people to yourself. Many people say, I'm great. What is it? Because I have 1 million in my account. To me, you are not great. You are great only if you serve the people. You cannot be great because you have millions. I cannot be great because I wear this uniform. If I wear this uniform and big rank and I don't deliver services to the people, what is the essence of the uniform? It doesn't make sense. So, the greatness I look forward to you is greatness towards service of humanity, especially your own country. I want to contribute to a positive change in your thinking, in your actions, in your studies, because some of you are students. Anyway, I'm a student. Are you surprised? You are surprised? Each person is a student and a teacher. You learn every day. You teach every day. Okay? So I'm a student in that side. And what is very important is that when I talk to you, I'm going to talk to you as a Nigerian. I'm widely traveled. I have traveled to almost 80 countries. I travel a lot. But I want to talk to you as a Nigerian man. So that when I give you an example, you understand I'm talking to you as Nigerian. Let's say one of you wants to run a restaurant. Okay? A big business restaurant. And tomorrow, it will be one of the biggest restaurants in Abuja. I hope you know there are restaurants that were run by Youth Corps in Abuja. Who knows it? I was in Abuja 96, and this young man came as a Youth Corps because he had built a good strategy. This restaurant is still making good name in Abuja. I don't want to tell you the restaurant, so that you go and confront him and say, I know him. But these are the processes you can do. Keep it to yourself. It's a process. It's a grammar process. Okay? You can follow it. You understand what are the issues you are going to discuss. You look at the external analysis of your environment. Make a resource analysis. Many people, when I talk resource analysis, they say, I don't have money. Is that the only resources? Is that the only resources we have? Resources are tangible and intangible. Are you with me? If organization or individual are looking for resources, don't only count money. Skills are resources. If you don't make good use of it, you have lost big money in bank. It could translate into big cash. You'll be talking about millions in bank. So these are the guidelines only for your strategy. But I'm going to give you, I'm not going to talk for very long. I'm not a good talker. Because if I talk too long, I know what can happen. You know what happened to those people who talk too long? I have a story to tell you, but don't sleep, okay? We had a program one day. Somebody spoke. In a worship, in Nigeria, you better be very careful not to say church or mosque. In a place of worship, the man spoke. Everybody was crying, but he continued talking. You know what happened? One man came and said, Oga, if you finish preaching, you can lock the door, because everybody had gone. I don't want you to go. I want you to stay. So I extracted all the arguments, the guideline I could give to youth like you, so that you can develop your thinking, you can develop your action, and you can implement something that can change you and society. Success is only 10%. What happened to you is only 90%. Do you understand what I'm saying? Think global and act local. Sorry for my sister from the US. If I invented one word called globalization, okay? That's why I put it in bracket. Think global and act local. This is very, very important for you. You have just heard about being a global village, the media life. You are already in the world, the media, in social network. You think big, but please think about your local environment. That's why I say think global and act local. It is called globalization. Don't go and look at it in the dictionary, it's not there. Who can share? It's what you understand from the emotional intelligence. He says ability to look. Have you not seen? Me, I was not number one in my classroom. If I tell you I have been number one, I'm telling you lies. I used to be number 3, 4. Sometimes I was a time when I could be number 10. But all you are number one people in the class, they may not be as successful as you are today. You know why? Because of these two issues. Emotional and social intelligence. It's not enough to have to be scored 100%. You must know how to manage your emotion, especially when you want to be a leader. You have to be patient. You have to learn to be patient. That's what you learn. And the social intelligence that you need to know how to socialize with the right people and the right place. If you don't, you lose. That's why you may find some people who are extremely intelligent, but they are not successful. Always add value. I keep telling people, do you know the difference between us and developed economies? Adding value. That's all. Is it not so? They take away our cocoa. They go and add value to the country because I bring it to us. It becomes big money. Is it not true? They took our crude oil, go and refine it, make it different, bring it back to us, we buy it 100 times. Is it not added value? So please, we have a lot of things in Nigeria we can add value. Can you get so many things here? A lot. If you are village, there's producing tomatoes. If you package tomatoes, you don't need big cans. If you know how to package tomatoes without being spoiled, you package it. Believe me, the money will be double. Just the later you put to cover it, make it look good, it will be double. So anything you want to do, find a way, think about it. What value can I add to it? Because it will make it to become greater. If you are making hair, you see women in the market making hair. If you use social media and say, I'm a great weaver, okay? You do one hairstyle, you call it America, here I come. Then you will see the ladies coming, they will call you, and you, please, America, here I come, is the one I want. Because you have added value into it. Whatever you do in life is smart. That's my conclusion. Smart is that whatever you want, you can be anything. And when you do anything good, you will help your society. When you help your small society, you will help Nigeria. Be smart. No? It has to be specific, whatever you're going to do. It has to be measurable. It has to be achievable, relevant, and time frame. You should, if you do that, if you are like, yes, believe me, I'm going to open taxi where they are making a phone call to take a taxi. And you know Ebola, they are doing that part. Where you stop somewhere, you make a phone call. Every day. What was her praise? She gave us one praise. What was it? Who could remember? It's a wish. So if you feel like you'll be wishing without having a time frame to implement it, it doesn't make sense. Also, have the time frame to achieve and take measurements of that. Well, with this, I would like to say, next slide. Oh, it is really thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm really going to ask you to do better than that. Come on.
GOTNI, building outstanding leaders.